Okay, so I'm thinking to myself, I should probably introduce myself. I'm Chelsea Chase. Um, and I knew that if I took too much time to really overthink this, I would tend to go into my perfection mode. But I did feel a little bit of that challenge with Owen's stream today. And, where are the women? We are out here. I'm one of them. And I see them in chat in lots of different circles that tend to overlap each other. I'm not a YouTuber. What you would probably classify or put into the classification of an OG truther. I was, graduated high school in '89, and the '90s, it was my 20s. I broke my neck at 19, went to live on the ranch with my grandparents, and, recoup. And that's when I started my path to seeking out the truth. And, a weird way that everybody has their own way of being introduced. Mine was the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. But it was that doorway that led me down to, oh my God, there's so much about ourselves and so much about our minds and so much about how we connect with each other. And we'll get into, the programming, but I think that one of the things, Caprice is a fellow chatter on YouTube that I met over on James True channel. And we linked up, and because we live in the same area, and we've met for coffee, and I'm getting together with her again this next week. And as women, this apocalypse is amazing, and it's like, wow, I thought I knew so much, and yet my brain is being like shaken, like shaken baby syndrome. And I'm trying to grab onto it all. And I have to say that definitely it's the guys that, I've been following or having like a friend, that connection, because you just so sync up with them. And, I've always been pretty much kind of the listener and an observer. But getting a little bit more involved. But I'd have to say, Big Bear has been saving grace throughout watching him and Crow. Some like stabilizing guys that are out there that I so appreciate amongst the fear, mongers. That I didn't realize it. And, I was a big Q person. I was like, yes, we're going to get him. And then after the first year, I was like, okay, wait a minute. When is this all happening? And I started looking and doing my own research. It did make me get to thinking, a lot more. Where's the layers, and following, those rabbit holes, and then the rabbit holes and going down the rabbit holes is, it feeds into adrenaline junkies like me, and like a lot of us probably, and I was like, oh my gosh, Mom, did you hear about this connection? And oh my gosh, spiral, but you think you're getting to the truth, but you do, but then it's, it's got this layer of that on it that's ambiguous, and then it kind of mixes in just like a lot, and you're like, okay, well, I'm really having a hard time believing all of this is happening behind the scenes. And, I was introduced to Coast back in the 90s. So that's kind of where I got my start with looking into things and hearing about different perspectives and far ideas about chupacabras and, Mothman. And aliens, I happen to be a person that I have witnessed. So, I mean, I have seen the lights in the sky. Can't really uh, say that it was a saucer. These were balls of pure energy. Um, when I was 12 over in Hawaii, and when I was 25, married, traveling on the I-90 from Seattle to Missoula, Montana, with my son's father at the time. So, and that was multiple lights. So it was like, well, there is something, but I always thought, well, I don't know that it's aliens. I don't think about there being life on a bunch of the other planets just because of that. Just whatever. So, we get to talking about harder things and really pulling back about the invasion of our humanity. And I think that that's why, as women, I'm here and wanting to reach out, wanting to develop a network of support, a way of speaking our truth, and not being afraid to speak it anymore. And we're not getting up on a soapbox with some kind of ornamental hat on. This is us just needing to be real with each other about whatever lies we've been fed, and how we wake up and how we can relate. We need to have that relation. So I'm here. Nice to meet you all.